Welcome back, everyone, to the Dloading podcast. Glad to be back with you guys. I know it's been a long time coming, but back on here with my good friends Griff and Trav. Trav, how are you guys doing?
I'm doing good, just chilling. Good to be back up on the pod, of course.
Yeah, I've been good. Good to be back talking, back on the pod.
Yeah, last time I both had these guys on, Griff was right about the Seahawks, and Trav was right about the Warriors and Celtics. Except he had the Celtics. We won't talk about that. Anyways, I just want to say before we get into it, guys, I've been a little bit busy of late, but I'm going to try to get back on here at least once a week. So, once again, thank you guys for the support. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into it, guys. Let's first start with the home Spokane boys from Spokane, the Gonzaga Bulldogs. They lost pretty bad last night. The biggest loss since 2014, since they played them in March Madness. So they lost by 19 last night to Texas. Let's start with Trav. Trav, you want to go first, and then I can go off you, and then go from there. What are your thoughts on that game
Yeah,
last night?
coming out the gate, I didn't think GU played very bad. They're playing good defense, just Texas was hitting shots, and they started cooking. You could see that GU was missing Nembar because they didn't have a point guard who could really dribble out the ball and secure the ball. And instead, they have guys that are looking to score. So, I think they played well. I don't think anyone was beating Texas last night because they were just hitting shots, and the atmosphere was crazy. So.
Yeah, that atmosphere was insane. My thoughts are, it's November, so can't take much, but that was a tough environment going in. My biggest thing that I'm worried about is I don't know who their second guy is right now. The last couple years they've had, Andrew and Drew, and then the year before they had Corey. They had Corey, Drew, and Jalen, and they had Phillip and Corey the year before. So I just don't know who that second scorer consistently is going to be for them right now. I'm a little worried about them. I want to show some stats here. Turnovers, Gonzaga had 20 on the game, Texas 10, 20 points right there. Points off turnovers, big stat last night. Gonzaga had 7 points off turnovers. Texas had 27 points off turnovers. Usually Gonzaga is the other way around. They'll turn you over and get in transition. And Texas hit 4 more three-pointers than Gonzaga. So it was a tough environment. I'm excited to see kind of how they turn it around. They haven't lost like that in 8 years, which is insane. So they haven't gotten this big of a ass kicking in a while. So I think they will respond to Kentucky. I'm not going to say they're going to win. I think Kentucky's maybe got I would say GU's favorite, but I just think Kentucky kind of knows their team a little better and their rules than what Gonzaga knows right now. Like I said, it's early in November, but I just think GU was a little high at number 2, to be honest, if I'm going to be real. So, Griff, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I think obviously last night, I don't think anybody was beating Texas Tech just off the sole fact that they could shoot the ball. Texas, my bad. It's because they shot the crap out of it, and yeah. So basically, I just think I played with these guys before, and I think that they're definitely skilled. They're all skilled, but they didn't get any transition buckets last night. Watching the game, I watched the highlights of the game and got to see like a little bit of the inside, and I listened to Mark Few talk after the game, and he just kind of explained how their defense wasn't leading to any offense, and just how their pressure just kind of dictated the game. And so I just don't know how Gonzaga's defense is going to look this year, considering they don't have a true rim protector besides Efton. But he doesn't really. I don't know. I'm not too familiar with his game, so I don't really know. But yeah, I think, like you said, it's November. They can turn it around. It's just they don't have some. I think Nolan's really good in the half court game, but they don't have anybody who can really push the ball like Jalen or Andrew, who can get the ball up the court quick and try to get easy looks that way. So I just don't think their fast break is going to be as good as it has been in the previous year. So that could play the factor. But it's not, like you said, it's November, so I think they have all the skill in the world, probably the most skilled team in the country. They just need to figure it out. That just comes to chemistry.
Right. It is really early in the season. I'm excited to see what it looks like Sunday night when they play Kentucky. I mean, I think they're going to come out the game ready to go for sure.
They play Washington next, correct?
They play Kentucky Sunday night at the arena.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be electric. It's going to be loud. I think G is going to be fine. I mean, it is early, but, I mean, like you said, I'd like to see the second guy step up. I mean, I think it should be Strasser. I think he has the talent to do it, be the number 2 guy. But, dude, I'd like to see Anton, he started cooking a little bit early on. It's like to see him get his confidence up, and when he does the high-low with Drew, I'd like to be able to see him shoot it or drive, then it's going to open it up more for his legs. So I feel like when Timmy gets it in the post, it's a bucket every time, but a lot of guys are swarming because no one else is, like last night, Hickman didn't play great, but I think it will come with time. I think someone will step up, but yeah, I think the Zags will be fine.
Yeah, I think, Griff, you bring up a good point there to close it off, saying I'm worried about them. Chet Holmgren did help out defensively. I mean, that's a big guy helping around the rim. I mean, they do not have that on this roster this year.
And, Anton's a great defender. He's probably their best defender. It's just, just block, continually always knowing there's somebody on the floor, just being there at the rim is just it's hard. My team is experiencing it right now. We're undersized, and we just have nobody at the rim who can block shots. So it's hard when the other team can take it into the paint, and there's nobody there to interfere the shot.
Right. I totally agree. Yeah, I think G is going to be fine, but just wanted to get into that for sure. Let's talk some NFL now, fellas. The Eagles have been great this year. Took the loss to the Commanders Monday night. Griff, what were your thoughts? Are you still big on Philadelphia the rest of the year?
I think they're good. I am kind of jumping on the Minnesota bandwagon as of right now, but I think they're good. I do think Jalen Hurts is good. He could potentially win MVP. But other than that, I mean, I don't know.
Charlie, you can go ahead, man.
I mean, I think the Eagles are pretty good still. I mean, they beat the Vikings pretty bad early on. I know Vikings are a different team, but I think the Eagles are good. I mean, they run the ball pretty good, play good defense, and Jalen Hurts has been cooking this year. So I think they'll be pretty good. I mean, I still think they're top seed in the NFC for sure.
Yeah, I'm not panicking either. I think that it's such a difference between the NFC and AFC this year. I mean, the NFC, the quarterback play is just not even close. I mean, we can. He's got to go through Dak Prescott and Kirk Cousins when Mahomes has to go through Josh Allen, Lamar, Joe Burrow. I mean, there's a big difference between quarterback play in the NFC and the AFC. I do think it's easier right now as it looks to get to the Super Bowl as an NFC team right now. I just think the quarterback play is a lot better how it's shifted right now in the NFL between the NFC and AFC. But I really like their roster. I do think it's going to come down to Jalen Hurts. Can he make the play and beat an elite quarterback in big situations? I mean, we haven't seen it yet. So, I mean, sure, they're 7-2, but when the pressure's on, we haven't seen it yet. So, I would probably go with the Niners right now, I would say, just because I really like their roster. I really like their team with Debo, McCaffrey, and George Kittle. I really like their offense, and they're just so complete, even though their record might not say so. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to watch Jalen Hurts in the postseason, if you guys want to add anything else.
Are you trusting Jimmy G in the playoffs?
I'm trusting that roster. I mean, goodness.
I
mean, they could come out of the NFC, but I don't think Jimmy G's beating the AFC team. I think they're going to lean on McCaffrey.
No.
Jimmy G is not beating an AFC team in the Super Bowl. Like, I think
I
they
don't
could go.
think the NFC.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think they're winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think that
I don't even know
they're a
if Jimmy's
Super
the
Bowl
best
team.
quarterback in the division with Geno. I mean, he's got to go through Geno though in the playoffs.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. We'll get
Hey,
to
that
it.
man.
Well, speaking of the Seahawks, the Seattle Seahawks have definitely been, in my opinion, the biggest surprise of the season so far. I don't think Griff was one of them to call. He believed in the 12. But me and Trav had our doubts for sure going into the season. But they, I think, have been the biggest surprise so far. My biggest surprise about them, just what I've liked about them is, gosh, Kenneth Walker is just a star. I mean, goodness sakes, he is really, really talented. I mean, they had an A+ draft. I mean, don't they have they have 4 starters in that draft that are starting for them? That's unheard of.
Yeah, and they're all really good too. Like really,
Yeah.
I think people sleep on Tariq Woolen for rookie defensive player of the year. Like everyone's talking about Sauce, but Tariq's. I mean, no one's catching on Tariq, and he's just picking it off. So I think he's slept on for sure.
Yeah, I think Pete Carroll right now is also the coach of the year, man. People were having doubts about him, and gosh, I was one to doubt, but man, he's really had this young team playing hard. I mean, Geno Smith, no one could have ever thought this was gonna. I mean,
But Griff.
I just Griff thought so, but Griff, did you think on this level that they'd be doing this?
What I say? I
where
said
they're at right
6
now?
or 7 wins, I think. So they already hit that mark. How many wins they got? 5?
6 and
6
4.
and 4. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're overperforming. So
The question is, do you think they finish strong, or is this their ceiling on the year though?
no, they'll finish strong.
I think they finish strong.
They're
Yeah.
strong. Geno Offensive Player of the Month last month. Yeah.
All I gotta
Do
say
they
is
win the division?
what?
Do they win the division?
It's close. I think it's close. I was gonna say, thank God Geno did not write back though.
Yeah. Thank God.
Goodness sakes. Yeah, they've been really fun to watch. I really enjoy watching Kenneth Walker. They kind of remind me of like the old Seahawks back in the day. Such a young defense and like a really good running back. When Russ didn't have to cook, they were
Yeah,
I mean, they weren't. I wouldn't say they're Legion of Boom, but I mean, like, they're a young team that's playing well right now.
Yeah, the future is gonna be crazy. I mean, and we might get a top 5 pick because Denver. Like, stock up on defense or get a young QB. I don't know. Hawks are gonna be
Do you
good for a
even
couple
want
of
a
years.
young QB at this point? Like, would you even take Bryce Young? Like, no.
I would take Bryce Young and let him sit behind Geno for a year.
But is Geno the future?
Dang.
Geno might be the future.
I mean, shoot.
That's
I'm down if like let Bryce Young or someone develop behind him. I don't know. I want them to get
How old is
defense.
Geno? Like 30?
I think he's in his 30s. I could look it
Geno
up.
Smith is. Let me check it out. He's older. He's like in his 30s for sure. 33, I think. Honestly,
He's 32.
32.
I mean, is he going to be? Is Bryce? We want Bryce Young to be the next Jordan Love.
That's true. I mean, he could also be the next Mahomes because Mahomes sat behind Smith for a year. I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying they could. I want them to draft defense.
Okay, quick question. If you're the Seahawks and you get that Broncos, say it's a top 5 pick, are you picking quarterback? Griff, go first. Yes or no?
No.
I'm taking the best available.
Yeah.
I'm taking
that
even if it's quarterback.
Georgia at some point. Like, what's his name? Jalen Carter.
Yeah, him or Will
He's
Anderson.
the real deal.
Damn.
Yeah. Will Anderson.
They need a young linebacker too.
Yeah, Will Anderson would be fire.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting to watch them. I have no idea how the NFC is going to turn out, so I mean, I could very well see them going to the playoffs. I don't know what their ceiling is. I don't think anyone knows. So we'll see how they turn out the rest of the year, guys. Speaking of the NFL, who do you think the best team in the league is right now? I don't care who goes first.
The Vikings with Kirk Thuggins. Facts.
You trust? You don't think Kirk is folding in prime time though?
He's just different this year. Once he put that ice around his neck, you know he's about business. So, I mean,
yeah, I totally
disagree. Catch like he's the best receiver in the league. I respect Cheetah, but he's number one. It's just like I don't know. Like they're putting it all together right now. So that'd be my pick.
I'd say Kirk Cousins is like Jimmy G, bro. Like, I don't know. He's got that, like, dad swag. It's really Jefferson that's carrying the team, though. Like, that's not Kirk.
Okay, just because
I don't know. I think the best.
Never mind. Just because he doesn't have a gay brother talk doesn't mean he fits the dad mold.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Chiefs are pretty good.
Yeah, of course.
I like the Chiefs. I like the Dolphins. Those are probably my two favorite teams in the AFC. I like the Bills too, but I mean, Dolphins are playing well. I think it's going to be Eagles Chiefs. That's who I have right now. I think those are two best teams.
Yeah, I would go Chiefs right now. I mean, the fact that people weren't even picking them to win their division is so crazy before the season. I mean, Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid. No better duo in the NFL right now. Are they the new Brady and Belichick? Possibly. We'll see. But, yeah, I like them a lot. I mean, they got rid of their best offensive weapon and are still amazing. So, I mean, that says a lot about their culture there in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Griff, who's your Super Bowl pick?
I already told you, man. Skull.
Where's who?
Probably Buffalo. I'd say Buffalo once they get healthy.
Not a bad pick at all.
But I mean, it's any given Sunday though. Anybody can get beat though, so you never know. What about you guys?
I would probably go with the Chiefs and goodness at the NFC. I would go with San Francisco. I know it's not a popular pick right now, but I'd go the Niners. But I like KC all the way. Trav, you said Eagles and Chiefs, right?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it's the Hawks, but I think the Eagles. I think the Cowboys are pretty good too. Honestly, I think they could win a game. I mean, their team's so good. Just Mike McCarthy's just not a good coach, but yeah, I'd probably say Eagles, Chiefs.
I don't know how I feel about the Cowboys after that last game. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I still think they're pretty good, but I think it's Eagles, Chiefs.
But anyways, guys, this is the Dloading podcast. Got Trav and Griff on here. Let's talk some professional ball, some professional basketball here. I'm just gonna ask a pretty diverse question. You can go anywhere with this. I'll start it off. The question's gonna be, what are your biggest takeaways so far early in the season? Mine would be the Lakers are really bad, and that Kyrie needs to be out of Brooklyn. The Lakers did not do anything for shooting. Can't say I'm shocked. I mean, I saw this coming. I mean, I'm a born and raised Laker fan, but I don't know why they didn't go for Buddy Hield. It just makes no sense to me. I'm not saying it would have helped them entirely, but a little bit of something's better than nothing. But they're just bad, like really bad. They're relying on like a 37, 38-year-old LeBron to carry them. And the Kyrie issue just keeps getting worse. So usually you don't really trade a star for rotation guys, but I think KD needs any help possible right now because Kyrie has not been providing it for him the last 3 years. So it's a pretty diverse question, but Griff, do you have any thoughts? Or I mean, you can piggyback off what I said, or you can kind of go your own way.
I mean, it's kind of like the NFL situation, like the Giants and the Seahawks and stuff. Like, there's a ton of teams that are just surprisingly good this year. Like, the Blazers are third in the league. The Jazz are good. Like, Larry Markkanen's he's a real deal. And, the Warriors suck. Like Steph just had 50 last night, and they still lost. So it's like they're realizing they're not as deep as they usually are. They're like Wiseman might be a bust, who knows? So like he's playing in the G League. So there's there's takeaways from everywhere around the league. I mean, I'm trying to like off the top of my head. I mean, I watched the Jazz play 2 or 3 nights ago, and I just saw Markkanen really doing his thing. I also think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is top 10 talent, top 10 player in the league. Potentially could be slide into that. Like I don't know. He's amazing. He's like the second coming of Michael Jordan. Like it's crazy the way he's playing. Like he like looks bigger, stronger. Like I don't know. Like I watch his highlights every single night just because I don't know. I love the way he plays. Huh?
Didn't he have a game winner last night?
Yeah, he had a game winner last night. I think the Thunder are going to be super good. I mean, they have all the draft capital.
Like this year, you think?
No, just potentially.
Like you think?
Like I think like whoever gets Victor is going to be. I mean, they're going to be set.
New Orleans, man. I'd love to see him on the Pels. That's probably one of my early takeaways. Is I love the Pelicans. And I love the Cavs. Like I love watching those like young teams that are just like kind of like the Thunder. I mean, their record's not very good. Like seeing the young guys kind of go off has been awesome. Like I don't know. I feel like the narrative around the NBA the last 2 years was like Lakers and Nets are building like super teams or whatever, and like the expectation was for them to be good. Like it's the young guys that are hooping. Like the Jazz, like they're all young. Like they traded their team to tank, but they're like good. It's just like I don't know. It's fun to watch like the young guys kind of get like good run. That's probably my takeaway. I would say.
Yeah, I think super teams are slowly dying. Like you look at the Celtics, you look at the Nuggets, you look at the Suns. Just teams who would just draft good, and put the work in, and it'll all work out in the end. Even the Warriors. So it's like, I mean, obviously the Warriors traded for KD and stuff, but I mean, signed with them, but whatever. But regardless, I think the whole super team era is kind of slowly becoming to an end.
Yeah, I mean, it just shows how important drafting is, really, honestly. And I think Giannis staying with Milwaukee was kind of a big thing, too. Like, a lot of people thought he could be leaving, but he decided to stay loyal. I mean, I think that's a big thing. I mean, in your prime, he could have definitely gone somewhere and created another super team, but he decided to stay in a small market. So the importance of finding talent is just so important in the NBA, and it is so difficult to find talent with these 18-year-olds sometimes.
Whoever gets Wembanyama.
Yeah, Victor Wembanyama, he's going to be like the greatest player of all time.
That's a statement on
right there. Book it. Lock it in.
Yeah, clip it.
Victor Wembanyama.
I got a question real quick. I have a question real quick. Same draft, LeBron or Wembanyama? Who are you taking first?
You take Victor.
I'd take Wembanyama. If we knew what we knew, like I would take Wembanyama over LeBron.
Bro,
just from a prospect standpoint.
It's literally KD and Giannis mixed. Like I don't know if y'all saw that. Like,
Dang, who you taking? You're quiet.
One leg shot. That was crazy.
Sheesh. I would probably go LeBron just with his frame, but I mean, I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, I think it's very close.
If we're talking frame, like Griff said, he's like 7 foot. Like, have you seen him next to Gobert? He's like
you see next to Chet?
8 inches taller. Dude, Wembanyama is gonna be a beast.
Bro, if he doesn't get injured, that's literally the only thing that can hurt him is injuries. Like he's literally already like top 5 talent already today, but like injuries.
I just don't want to see him go to like a bum team, like a horrible market. You know what I'm saying?
Like the Kings. But the Kings are good.
Kinda. I mean, the Kings are kind of fun to watch. Though.
Kings are good. I mean, every team in the NBA is like kind of fun to watch, though. Like, there's no like.
Yeah, I'd like to see him on like Charlotte or like something like that, like New Orleans. I don't know, like LaMelo.
I would like to see him on the Magic with Paulo.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
Yeah, we get a lot of Magic games up here, and I really like watching that team play. They're not very good. They don't win a lot of games, but what is it? What's his name?
Cole Anthony.
Paulo and Cole Anthony, and then I
Grant
forget the other
Wagner.
white
Wagner?
dude. Well, yeah,
Wagner?
Wagner. Yeah, he can shoot the crap out of it. They're
Wagner,
gonna be fun
yeah.
to watch. So yeah, lots of exciting things. Trav, we're gonna do something new here on the podcast, guys. We're gonna do a player prop, and then I'm gonna keep record of how me and my guests do on the props. Me and Trav have one today. Trav, hit us with your player props for tonight,
Yeah, so
November 17th.
we just talked a little bit about it. The Sacramento Kings, they're kind of a fun team. I got Kevin Huerter over 2 threes. Okay. And then the Blazers game, I got both Anthony Simon 3 threes and Jeremy Grant over 19.5 points.
So you said Kevin Huerter 2 or more threes.
Yeah, and then Simon's 3 or more, and then Grant over 19.5.
I'm writing it down for the podcast, so we can go back to it and see how we did. And then who said 19 or more?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm going to go the football route in the Thursday night game while we're here right now. I'm not going to look what the score is or anything, but I said what did I have here? I have Ryan Tannehill over 175 passing yards. I think that's going to happen. I think they're going to throw it a little more, and I think Derrick Henry he's had so many 100-yard rushing games the last couple games. I think they could throw more, and then I think Aaron Jones over 60 yards tonight.
I thought we were doing basketball.
No worries. I mean, It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think tonight could either be a super. I mean, it hasn't started yet, has it?
It started. Yeah, it started.
I feel like it's going to be a low scoring game. Like, that's what I think, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Green Bay beat the Bucks a month and a half ago, but I've not been impressed with them so far. So I can't take anything from their team at all. But one last question, guys. Dloading podcast here, back with my good friends Griffin and Trav. Griff, your season started at Southern Wesleyan, wearing number 5 this year. Tell everyone just kind of how we can watch you play and just your thoughts so far on the season. I mean, it's only November, goodness sakes, but just kind of how can we watch you play?
Yeah, well, you just go on the Southern Wesleyan website and just press watch. Yeah, the season has been okay. We've played 3 ranked teams to start, and so far we're 0-3. But I really enjoy it. We have a great team in our locker room, so like the coach is great. I get to play a lot. Everything's going good. And we're just gonna turn the season around. It's all good. We just gotta play a game at home and figure it all out. So I'm not really too worried about it. It's just we're just gotta keep taking steps in the right direction. Not PR.
Yep, looking forward to that. Yeah, guys, look up Southern Wesleyan basketball under the schedule. You should be able to watch all the games. They're gonna have that schedule right there for. We're gonna be rooting you on the rest of the year.
How are you playing, Griff?
I'm playing good. I've been playing well. I've had a good start to my first 3 games. I don't know what I'm completely averaging right now off the top of my head, but double figures. So yeah, I'm just. It really doesn't really matter. We just got to get a win. This losing's not fun. So we just need to. We play a Saturday against another ranked team. So we'll see how it goes.
Right, it's so important to keep your head up for sure. I mean, can you tell?
We've had one of the hardest strength of schedules in the whole NCAA Division II. So
can you tell the podcast how many new guys?
Yeah, we have 1 returner, a brand new coaching staff, and yeah, that's it. 1 returner who played last year, who was a freshman. So yeah, he's sophomore this year.
Like Griff said, a brand new team, but we're looking forward to watching that Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I had Trav and Griff on today. Thank you both for coming on. I really appreciate it, fellas. I really enjoyed this. Looks like 30-minute podcast here.
Thanks for having
Thanks for
us.
coming on to chat.
Anytime,
thanks
man.
for having us.
Yes. All right, guys, we're going to see you next week. All right. Dloading podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.